We've all been there. You see a really intelligent person and you begin to wonder, why can't I be more like that? Well, the reality is, you actually can't, because these traits aren't something that can be learnt, but rather something that people are born with. Sure, they pretty much eat, sleep, and do every other thing in the same way a regular person would, but these traits are simply not easy to copy. Number 10. They are left-handed or ambidextrous. Studies show that if you are naturally right-handed, you'll find it harder to do things with your left hand. However, a left-handed person won't find it too difficult to do things with their right hand. Intelligent people are largely linked with being left-handed or ambidextrous, mainly because the right hemisphere of the brain is more focused on a person's imagination, spatial orientation, and intuition, which are all traits most intelligent people have. In case you didn't know, the right part of the brain controls the left part of the body. So, a large portion of the brain's power is spent on divergent thinking and creative imagination. So, that's how you find solutions to problems. Leonardo da Vinci made use of this trait to encrypt his work by writing in mirror form with his left and normal form with his right. If you think it's easy, give it a try. Number 9. They're highly adaptable. Having a high level of understanding makes it easy to adapt to changes in your environment, regardless of the restrictions or complications you might encounter. Someone of high intellect can change their behavior at will and make a situation easier for them. Think of it as knowing what to do and when to do it. Oh, and by the way guys, consider hitting that subscribe button. Number 8. They understand how much they don't know. Let's face it, we can't all know everything, and we're okay with that. This is why a regular person might not give too much thought as to how much they don't know, because to them, they don't need to know everything, and they can't anyway. However, the interesting thing here is that a less intelligent person tends to overestimate their abilities. In this sense, they might adapt to do things they don't understand under the mindset that they actually can. But an intelligent person understands to a high degree how much they don't know. As such, they don't try and push their luck, but rather settle down and think of a logical approach. Number 7. They have an insatiable curiosity. Albert Einstein once famously said, "I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious." This suggests that a lot of intelligent people find themselves fascinated by things a regular person wouldn't otherwise give attention to. Higher intellects often question certain principles or laws, then think of ways to improve or alter them. Things like why the wind blows higher near a tree or where does oxygen come from might seem like normal things to a regular person, but to an intelligent person, well, they're going to want to know the source, the reason, and possible solutions to the question. And to be honest, not everyone has the patience to do so. Number 6. They read a lot. Because of their curiosity, intelligent people tend to spend much of their time reading anything they can get their hands on. If it has possible solutions or references to a problem, you can bet that a smart person will find it and they're gonna read it. This fact isn't necessarily restricted to just books. It could be about an online search or just pure observation of the problem. Reading is one thing they can't do without, and the more they do it, the more they know. Number 5. They're open-minded. Being open-minded means welcoming on new ideas and fresh ones too. Although smart people might know a lot already, they don't shy away from learning new things or alternate solutions to a problem they've already solved. At the same time, they're also pretty careful with how much of these new ideas they believe. Generally speaking, if there's no evidence to back up these ideas, then they don't even consider it. But a regular person tends to go on the mindset that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So why should they bother themselves with finding more solutions? And to be fair, they aren't entirely wrong. Number 4. They like their own company. Having a decent social life can make you feel wanted and accepted in society. It also makes you feel less lonely and depressed about yourself. But higher intellects suggest that not having too many friends or even a social life helps them to focus more on themselves and the things that matter. As such, they tend to distance themselves from the rest of the world, and in most cases, intentionally force people away from them. Some say they do it as a favor, based on the fact that lesser intellects can't keep up with their train of thought. But studies show that it's more of a behavioral pattern. Number 3. They have high self-control. Having self-control means that you can control the urge to do certain things without a full understanding of the consequences. As such, having the will to overcome these impulses makes you plan well, clarify your goals, explore more strategies, and consider the consequences before you even begin. According to statistics, people with higher intellectual abilities tend to have more self-control than normal. If you think it's not true, then try this. Would you rather take $1 million now, or the potential for $1 billion later? Like it or not, the majority of us would take $1 million in a heartbeat because we don't focus on the bigger picture. Number 2. They're really funny. Being funny is not easy. The world-renowned comedians you see right now made it full-time as a job to think of jokes and make people laugh. However, a person of higher intellect doesn't need to think about the things they say because it comes naturally. So in other words, they can make a funny joke or just be funny without even thinking about it. Unfortunately, in most cases, they've got to explain their jokes to regular intellects, which in itself is kind of funny. Number 1. They think outside the box. Being smart is all about thinking differently, and having a curious nature contributes more to this fact. Smart people are known for their lack of contempt for the things that are done naturally. They tend to question the old ways and come up with usual ideas that many consider crazy. If you were to go through the history of some life-changing innovations, you're going to find that it all started with a crazy idea. Regardless of how you look at these traits, they are impossible to fully imitate. A regular person can try to copy them, but nature won't be as fluent as that of an intelligent person, like it or not. Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, consider hitting the like button and subscribe to the channel. See you soon!